want to get to Sean Couturier because I think it's cool.
Saturday's game was cool.
Just him being a good player again is nice. And the Flyers scoring list, all time. Really, really enjoying this right now with TK, or with Coots. He's 16th all-time in points, 17th all-time in Flyers goals. And
I do find it funny. One thing that's great about this image is you can see which guys you've clicked.
oh, yeah.
So it's like, you really didn't care about looking at Murray Craven's career numbers, huh?
No, I didn't. It just also like just to see how many games and everything, and like Coots has just been here a while. But looking at this list and seeing so many recent guys on it cracks me up because the team's been so bad for so long.
Yeah,
but they've also been stagnant. Like in our lifetime, it was like, yeah, man, a couple guys had some good seasons and we moved on from them. Like we traded them. It's like, yeah, Braden Shen would have been traded after 2 years in the 90s.
Oh,
like 100%.
Absolutely.
It's just very funny to me.
It took Sean Couturier, 5 years, 6 years to become Sean Couturier? There is no way a Bob Clark managed team keeps him.
No, he is out of here. Ken Hitchcock goes, I can't deal with this guy. Trying to win a Stanley Cup around here. But like, Scott Lawton is 19th all-time in Flyers games played. He's going to pass Jimmy Watson by the end of this week.
Wow.
He's going to pass Leclerc and Gagne if he stays healthy all year.
Honestly,
that's
though,
wild to me.
That isn't that wild to me because Scott Lawton is in so many ways he fits that mold of the Broad Street Bullies. Not in the sense of him being the super tough guy who's fighting everybody, but in the sense of being the glue role player type who will probably still be living here when he's 80.
Oh, I expect Scott Lawton to be near the top of the list in games played by the time everything's said and done. It feels like we rolled through so many of those guys for so long. Bottom of the roster guys. We traded one, we traded for another, shipped them in and out. It's like, he's going to be top 5 in games played when his career's over. And that's just very funny to me. But it is really cool to see Sean Couturier back doing what he's doing and now moving up the historical lists. He's going to move up into the top 16, 17, 15 in scoring this season. The games played, he's going to be moving up.
We talked about when he signed the contract. Now, obviously he's missed some time, but the idea of he could end up being the team's highest games played player ever.
Yeah,
by the end of the contract, if he plays it all the way through.
It is.
I don't know if that's still the case now, but we have to go back and do the math.
You have to go. It was, I think, in his second to last season, he was going to do it, and he's already missed a year, so it's totally. But either way, Sean Couturier being some semblance of what he was prior to the injury, in a couple of years, if he's still this team's 1C, things have gone wrong.
Yeah, there's a real problem.
But just being a guy you can be in that middle 6 role, me and Steve went back and forth 2C, 3C, but it's yeah, man, if they're winning, he's going to play 20 minutes. Yeah. And if they need a couple of goals, maybe he's the 3C that day. But right now, him being some semblance of, okay, again, see a path to this being all right is so big for this team.
All the Flyers really need right now is they need the Sean Couturier that they got from October through January of last season.
Yeah.
That's all they need. Now, would it be amazing for them if he's better than that? Sure. But that's all they need to hang in there, at least in the short term, before they have what they hope are younger, more long-term answers, et cetera. Now, obviously, Jet Luchenko is one of those longer-term answers. They sent him back. Danny Briere, he did not guarantee that Jet Luchenko was going to make the team out of camp next year, but he notably did not shut the door. He was holding his own this year as a just-turned 18-year-old. Presumably, if he has a good developmental year and comes to camp and shows a little bit more offense with all the other things staying the way they were, he's probably making the team next year. So that's one. Then you need to find your 1C. Now, hey, maybe it's Jet. Maybe Luchenko develops real well and he becomes a 1C. If he doesn't, I don't know. If teams he's playing this bad, maybe they get a top 5 pick and they get that 1C in this year's draft. Who knows? But all they need for now is Couturier to just be that, 50 to 55 point guy who drives play and they can stick him with Michkov and he doesn't hold him back.
And win some face-offs. He's the only one on the team that can.
He is winning face-offs.
He is. He's doing very well. The whole rest of the team really needs a lesson.
We all city like the mayor.